So talking with Brad about SMSFs and what we can buy in them, particularly the most common question we get amongst business owners is, I want to buy my business premises in there. How would I do that? If I've got cash or wanted to borrow, can you talk us through some of the options that could be achieved?
So if you're looking to purchase your business premises in the super fund from that sort of things, you can do this via an in-specie contribution. So we've had clients that if you've got, say, their business premises might be in a trust, you have the ability, especially in WA, where we can actually vest that property out of the trust into the individuals and then into the super fund. You still will have potential capital gains issues, but you don't actually have to physically pay. The super fund doesn't physically have to pay. So potentially, say it's $1 million property, the super fund might only have to pay a portion of that. They can use it as an in-specie contribution portion as well as a actual cash portion. So we have had some clients that might have bought $1 million property, transfer their $1 million property. The super fund only actually has to pay $400,000 cash or $300,000 cash, and then they can top it up with those in-specie contributions. But the main thing is making sure that the legal documents and the process is done correctly, because when we're talking about stamp duty and capital gains tax and making sure things are done properly from a SIS compliance perspective, you want to document it correctly rather than trying to have a go yourself. Deal with professionals that actually know the process, are familiar with the stamp duty exemptions and how it would work, rather than just trying to do it yourself.
Yeah. So in-specie transfers, for listeners, obviously is essentially a transfer from the individual to the fund, but and you might even have cash in a fund, also just buy an outright property. Let's say I'm a business owner and I want to buy my business premises that I'm paying rent. $1 million premises, I'm paying $60,000 a year in rent. I want to buy the premises in my fund, but I've only got about $300,000 to $400,000 in there. How would I be able to do that in my fund?
So in self-managed super funds, we have where there's an option with a limited recourse borrowing. So essentially also referred to as an LRBA. So the super fund can actually, technically under the rules, super funds can't borrow, but they can set up a separate structure, which essentially is a bare trust, and the property is held in that bare trust until that loan's repaid. So potentially in commercial premises, if you went to a commercial lender, you can essentially, super fund can buy that with cash. So we have seen a lot of clients do this. They might have a line of credit or debt outside, but having cash that's in super that then can actually pay money out to the business owners is to clear that debt. Then the super fund property is transferred into the self-managed super fund, so they can look at getting a loan through a lender. If there's already an existing loan outside super, that needs to be extinguished from that side of things. We do have clients that sometimes will do these loans where they'll go and lend the money from themselves or from a related entity. This is possible, but there are, again, specific requirements and restrictions on what the documents, how long the loan can be. It has to be principal and interest, what the LVR, so the loan to value ratio. You can't borrow 100%. You've got to probably residential, commercial. You're probably looking about 70%. But again, talk to a specialist broker or finance broker from that sort of things before you look at the numbers to make sure that the super fund with the current contributions can actually meet those requirements as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.